Hi, I'm April Boykin. I'm a holistic psychotherapist and an Eden Energy Medicine advanced practitioner.
And I'm Andrea Vaughn. I am a clinical social worker and I'm an alignment coach. Welcome to our podcast, Healing Doesn't Have to Hurt.
This is a podcast for anyone who is on their healing journey, seeking personal growth and alignment through gentle practices that honor our nervous system and our soul.
We're glad you're here. Hi, we're back, episode 3.
I know, episode 3, and it is...
Unstuck.
Unstuck.
I always the one saying what I am. Unstuck. But I have been stuck so many times. So I'm excited we're doing this episode so much because I think we can all identify with being stuck at different times in our lives in different ways. And I just know a lot of people, myself included, that can always benefit from some just practical ideas to get unstuck.
Well, and when we think about stuck, right, I really want to focus in on decision making, decision paralysis, right, and what that is, and then decision fatigue. And they're two distinct things, but they're really real. And they are, when you are in them, when you are decision fatigued or you are having decision paralysis, it's all about your nervous system and how your nervous system needs some additional support and what information it's giving you. So,
okay.
You know, this is my time to say how much I love my millennials. So
yes, you do. We need to have a separate episode just about millennials.
I know.
And we
could do that.
Let's do that because that's not something you hear that often from someone in our generation, and they have earned it, they deserve it, and just as an aside, I want an episode about it, okay?
I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
When I think about how millennials have changed language, right, they have brought being in your feelings, they've brought decision fatigue, emotional labor. They have put words that maybe existed in other venues, but they brought them to the forefront, and they help us all describe things we knew we were struggling with, but didn't have language for them.
Right.
They really have helped us as a world grasp articulating the things that we're struggling with. They've made it okay. They have made it popular to even acknowledge that you're in this place that needs help. So again, I love millennials. Want to do an episode anytime.
Yes.
Happy to talk about it.
And it is true. Sometimes just having a name or label is a shift in itself. That's what I'm going through. And it normalizes it. And I'm not the only one.
No. And it says other people are going through this too, and they've gotten through it. And they've been able to categorize it and say what it is, what caused it, and how do I move forward. Yeah. So what is decision fatigue?
Oh, I've been there sometimes, like as a single mom. Oh, anybody else, if we would go out to dinner, I don't care. Order for me. Like I can't make another decision. That's how I interpret decision fatigue. I'm responsible for so many things in my life that they all feel equally important, and I'm done. I'm tired. That's how it has been for me at different times in my life.
And that is for most of us. We're making decisions at home. We're making decisions for our children. We're making decisions for ourselves. We're making decisions sometimes for our partners. We're making decisions at work. We're making decisions for our employees. It is the load of having to make all of the decisions and them all equally being important and necessary. And so it is. It's like, I don't care, just feed me. I don't want to have to think through one more thing.
When you're depleted, you feel depleted, and then you just, or for me, I felt like I couldn't make another decision, right? And so that's not really an option sometimes in life. Like, you still have to. So it just kind of builds on itself. It becomes its own animal kind of thing, and then you feel like, well, I know I'm not going to do a good job making this decision because I don't want to, and it's going to snowball, and then it becomes so much bigger, right?
Well, and, right, we do get stuck, and it is a nervous system response, and we'll talk about that. Let's talk about decision paralysis, and I see this all the time.
Yeah.
What if I make a bad decision?
Yes. Right. I see that too in a lot of the people I work with. Very often, they feel like the weight of the world is on this decision to either what college am I going to go to, what do I do when I graduate, and that it's going to dictate the rest of their lives.
Or, and people our age, right? Like, what if I retire too early? What if, it's always about what if this decision is the wrong thing?
I think that's what happens, and that's how we get stuck. And that's the paralysis, is the fear of a poor outcome equals no decision at all.
No decision, which is actually a decision.
Right.
Which is actually a decision. So, all right. So what the same thing I say all the time, when we are in decision fatigue or decision paralysis, it is about our nervous system. It is about our body being told that it's not safe, that our brain is registering, wow, there's something big going on, and I have to figure out how to keep you safe, how to keep you alive so that you can keep moving forward. Okay. And so brain, the amygdala, is out there searching to see if you're safe or not, right?
Okay.
It's a good perceiver, poor interpreter. It can perceive.
Say that again.
It's a good perceiver, poor interpreter.
The amygdala?
The amygdala. The amygdala.
It perceives things really well, but it doesn't interpret them well.
Correct.
I like them.
Well, and so what it is, it's like, I can tell there's something different. Mm-hmm. I just can't tell you whether it's safe or not. I can tell that something is different, but I don't know if it's going to make you unsafe or not. So I just register it as high intensity. This is a problem. Right? Yeah. That way you will do what you need to do to keep yourself alive. Your brain will get you into a state of fight or flight.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask a question around this?
Yeah.
If we have a history and pattern of the minute something feels intense, we go to its danger. That's how we always have. If we've always done that, is that just what happens? That we're instantly going to interpret it negatively?
So our systems are created to do that anyway, right? Like, that's how you stay alive.
Right.
You immediately.
So that's why it's in my head that I have the ability to not do that. But
well, we have the ability to manage it.
Yeah.
But part of that is by recognizing that we do that. And for some of us, we have more of a trauma history. Mm-hmm. So we have this history of always going to, full alarm fire.
Right.
Because we had so much trauma that we always were hyper vigilant, right? So as a child, maybe you were listening for those footsteps to know this is unsafe. I have to pretend to be asleep. Or you were listening to the voices of who's arguing, who's fighting.
Yes.
And so you were always
Yes, the energy is like a great fortune teller.
Yes. And you become really sensitive to nuances when that is who you are. And your fight or flight, your brain and your nervous system are in a chronic state of hypervigilance, a fight or flight.
So this plays into decision paralysis, pal. How is that?
Okay. So we tell, our brain creates stories about what it was, what happened to us, and what we need to do about it, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a kid who has a history of being told your needs don't matter, maybe not even verbally told, but ignored, or you get in trouble or yelled at every time you have a need, you begin to think for yourself, well, it's not safe to have a need. And so then you stop needing, you become hyper independent, and then you believe, I have to be perfect, because if I'm not perfect, then everything will fall apart. And so we create these stories to support, right, that fight or flight, that the story our brain has created. And so it's actually called your default mode network, right? And it creates this spurt. So in decision paralysis, what you are saying is, if I make a wrong decision, it's the end of the walk.
Yes, this makes so much sense. The clicking, again, the light bulbs for me.
Right.
Wow.
And so we think a bad decision equals
all these bad consequences that we have experienced in the past. This is how the link between the past and present of our reactions.
I have to be perfect if I'm not perfect. And if I don't make a good decision, then I'm not perfect. Right? And so we get stuck.
Or the bottom's going to drop out if I make a wrong move. So it's so much safer to stay stagnant and paralyzed. It's safer, even if it's more uncomfortable. I'm going to choose this well-known familiar discomfort to the fear and pain of the unknown of, oh my gosh, what if I make the wrong decision?
And we do the opposite, right? We say we don't make a decision.
Yeah.
And we let the decision happen to us.
Yes. Oh.
And then
we can blame because
we can blame.
I didn't choose it.
I didn't choose it.
Okay, I feel a little.
But it's about agency, right? Well, but we all do it.
Yeah.
This is what and again, when you and I talk about these things, it's because we do it. We do it. I don't have paralysis. I have decision fatigue.
Yeah.
I have spent such a lifetime of being hyper independent.
Yes, you have.
Relying on myself and only myself and making decisions for myself and for everyone else to the point that I don't want to have to make another decision. And it is something that plagues women and men as well, but it is something that women really deal with, is making all the decisions for all of the people, packing all the suitcases, deciding all of the meals. We do this. We just constantly are making decisions to the point that we wear ourselves out.
Yeah.
And again, it's when our nervous system shut down and say, I have no more capacity. You do not have the bandwidth to think. And that is an exhausted nervous system. And we have all been in the place of burnout or almost burnout, right? Where if we have to think through one more thing, we are going to fall apart, right? I've been in tears with the thought of if I have to solve one problem, if I have to come up with a decision, I'm just going to shut down.
I remember one time texting you, like, let's just go here for dinner here. Oh, thank God.
Yes.
Thank you. You know, and that's not my tendencies to choose, and I was working on it. Oh, that could actually help somebody else too. So yeah, that place is not a fun place when you're just done. Yeah. Okay.
So it is recognizing that wherever we are with a decision, a stuck place, and really, I will say this, I think I can say this without reserve. If we're stuck at anything in our life, go back to the nervous system.
Yes, this is why, this is exactly why we're here.
Yeah.
I've learned so much from you and from studying this, that you can't underestimate, or you can't overestimate. Overestimate. You can't overestimate the power of a regulated nervous system that impacts everything. And it is worth the attention. It is so many times I think we have to spend time muscling through decisions or muscling through something instead of just taking time to do things that feel good, that regulate ourselves. We will get those answers so much more quick.
We will. And we always say this, right? We pay so much attention to changing our thoughts, right? We go to therapy to get insight. And insight is good and it's important, and all of those things are important. But if we do not deal with our nervous system will be stuck, right? It'll be frozen, like a frozen shoulder. It'll be frozen. And how do you work with that? Just having new insights. You really have to work with the nervous system.
Yeah.
And when you make a way for your nervous system, it allows your brain to work with these new stories, with these new decisions.
Yeah.
Right. So much space.
Yes. Makes sense.
And remember that we are dealing with our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. And so our conscious mind can want to make a change. But if we haven't calmed our nervous system, our subconscious mind isn't going to get on board.
Right.
So I want you to talk about alignment, because this is where alignment comes into play.
Yeah, this is my jam. I'm an alignment coach, and when I discovered alignment, and basically, being aligned is be centered, grounded, calmer, and having clarity of who you are. And my whole focus and approach with my coaching is alignment, getting to alignment before action, getting yourself aligned first. And we don't usually take time to do that. Okay, and then I'll meditate. Okay, and then I'll breathe. And then, if I can fit it in. And it comes from experience. What helps us, that we want to help other people. Once I shifted to making that the priority first, getting to alignment, everything's so much easier. Right. So much less effort. And getting into alignment will help the nervous system calm down. It will help the parasympathetic system just do its thing. And then, again, it helps with the prefrontal cortex make decisions.
Yes.
And you can't make a decision from this empty cup.
Right.
And so much of it, a lot of times we go from here, whether it's despair, stuckness, I made up the new word, fatigue, depression, whatever. We can't go from there to joy. or there to a decision. Sometimes if you're that stuck, you're not going to be able to just, sometimes it happens where you wake up, but most of the time that looks so far away. I am all about the art of the pivot.
Yes.
And tiny little baby pivots. You know, my favorite thing is
I know.
Friends.
Yeah.
Ross, and Ross and the dang couch trying to get around the corners, and he yells, pivot. And I just have him in my head when I'm a hamster on the wheel and can't get off. And I'm stuck. And it's about little pivot of relief. We're looking for relief, and that can be physical relief. It can be a thought relief, anything that brings you that much closer to feeling okay in the moment. Like all of a sudden that builds momentum that's away from the stuck momentum, because that is powerful. It's like glue. But if you can start to do that, I can't, and then decisions like get solved for me in the way that aligns with who I really am.
Right.
That's the key. I remember you said something about, how did you say that, of like, it's not the decision, it's about making a decision that aligns more with who you're becoming.
Right.
Say that.
Right. Yes.
More eloquently than me.
Well, eloquently or not, it's really just about when we're making a decision from a place of fear, from a place of stuck. Yes. We make a decision about safety instead of from a place of, this is where I'm going, this is what I want, this is who I want to be.
Yes.
And when we can say, is this decision in alignment with that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. And even if it's not here all the way, it's just one step forward.
Yes.
Maybe it's just asking yourself, what do I like?
Mm-hmm.
What is something, would I prefer A or B? Giving ourselves limited choices, right? It's always a good way to get us out of.
I'm going to jump in here with something that I heard this somewhere, and it helped me so much. Not in every scenario, but with certain ones, helped it amazing. So I'll be share with you. I'm sure we've talked about this before. If it's not a hell yes that comes up in you, it's a hell not. Ooh, I love it.
Love it.
I love it. And so many times, not things like, it's not a hell yes, so I have to do the dishes. That's not a thing. It's like, I got to just find a way to get the dishes done. It's not that kind of thing. It's more, what do I want to do with my life? Or relationship things, or whatever you can't decide. Is it a hell yes? Is it everything lighting up in you? Is it, oh my gosh, every cell in my being knows that feels good? Or at least it feels so much better than the hell no. Even if it's that little piece. And I'm going to get a quick example.
Yeah.
So the major life change a couple years ago, like major. And I had no idea what to do. Oh, they got a little emotional. I was just, that place is so uncomfortable. It's hard to tolerate, and you don't know what to do yet.
Yes.
Not from. And nothing was resonating. And I had been working on this for a while, though, of my alignment first. And it was a surprise to me. I don't know which way to go. And then I just remembered, I'm just going to keep meditating. My path is going to come to me. My path is going to come to me. I know it. I need to release resistance. That was my job. Release resistance around things of doubt, worry, guilt. You just get into a place that feels good, which doesn't feel like you're doing enough to get your answer, but I seen it work. So I was meditating for you regularly. And right before I went into one very short, like 3-minute meditation, I'm like, then my path is going to come to me. Like I had such certainty about it that day. And when I came out of it, I don't recommend this, but I went right to my phone after, and all of a sudden, first time ever, Workaway showed up on my phone, which was, this volunteer website. And I found I learned about it. I started reading, and everything in my body started like tingling. And I'm like, I feel a hell yes coming. I don't know what this is, but you just know. You know those feelings. And what it turned out to be was, you can choose a placement site anywhere in the world, volunteer 20 hours a week in exchange for free room and board. And everything in my body said yes. Yes, this is the time for me to do it. And I kept researching. I was going to do something for the summer, and I went out of control, and I booked 6 months of volunteer all over the world. Put all my things in your storage closet, which is your garage. Thank you very much. Sorry, not sorry. And I did it, and it was the most amazing gift I could have given myself. And it was because I allowed. I just released the resistance. I didn't demand an answer. I let go and just trusted, and I followed it. I'm going to do what feels good, because this is the best next step for me. That helps me too. It doesn't have to be the decision for the next. I didn't know what I was going to do in 2 years, but I did that for 6 months, and I healed so much during that time. And when I came back, it was the same thing. and everything, the job came into play, and I'm at a peaceful, beautiful place living my purpose. That was a long story, but there was such an example of hell yes versus hell no. Anything else, like, maybe I could do that. If it's not a hell yes, that's a no.
So you said a lot of things in there.
That's it. You did. I did.
But one of the things is resistance is just information.
Yes.
And so when you look at it as a lot of us, myself included, will say, oh, resistance, it must be a sign.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times and it's a distortion, right? It's like, oh, this is a sign. Well, it is, but not in the way that you think it is.
It's just information.
It's just information. And when you lean into, okay, I'm feeling resistance, and what does this resistance tell me?
Right.
It allows you to shift and adapt. And that's so important for us to be able to really respond to that inside, right? Our intuition, our insight, all of those things by just paying attention to how we're feeling about something and taking it in as information.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Do we look different? Do we look different to you than a minute ago? We had a little technical glitch, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
And
our cameras died.
Camera died.
So we just wanted, it was right near the end of our recording, so we didn't want you to miss out on the last couple things. So we thought we would just re-record with our authentic, mistakey selves.
And here we are.
Yes. Okay, so what else can we do? We're into decision paralysis. We have to make a decision. I know you had a couple of other tools.
Sure. So one that I frequently use with people is called worst case scenario. It's a cognitive tool. How do you feel about that?
I don't love this. This is what, can I just,
Yes, absolutely.
like, what's the worst that could happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love that one.
I
I
know.
don't love it. And I'm going to tell you, want to know why? I'm glad you asked.
I know.
The reason I don't like this one, for me, is because it just doesn't work. It never helps me feel better because I don't like the feeling of trying to think of things that can go wrong. I'm about things that can go right. I know you're laughing, and I always end up, like the worst case scenario is death or something like it's the end of the world. And so I don't really understand. I don't love this one.
Sure. And the reason that you always go to death is because you're dysregulated. And so that is a distortion. That tells you if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to die if I move to Texas, right?
Yeah.
It's about a distortion. You're not regulated and you're not ready to work on decision making because you're
Right.
in that fight or flight state.
Well, this makes sense.
Yep.
This makes sense. And that's what I'm all about is alignment before action.
Sure.
So spend the time getting into alignment, calming the nervous system, and then so I won't feel like that. I don't know if I've ever been in this state of regulation to be able to do that. So that's interesting. Except when I had, when it was the hell yes, that was just this overwhelming thing. But I don't think that always happens. Sometimes you're less clear. And so this is when I would need it to be able to work on my nervous system and get regulated first.
Sure, because
Yeah.
when you're dysregulated, your brain is firing, you're not safe. And
Right.
you're going to respond more to I might die than I might be embarrassed or I might be uncomfortable.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so when you're dysregulated, you are not feeling safe. So if you get regulated, then you can actually use worst case scenario because it's a great tool. What it
Yeah.
allows you to do is think through different scenarios. And when you're stuck in a decision, if you pretend, well, if I move to another city and I don't love it, what could I do? I could move back. I could move to another city there in that state. You can think through what you
be
could
rational.
do. You could be
And this
rational.
is why we talk about, and I know we've talked about this in the past a lot, of when you calm your nervous system, you activate the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for rational decision making. So this makes so much more sense.
Yes.
As we talk it through, of course, that makes sense.
Right.
So it's worth putting the time in to do regulation techniques and tools first. Align yourself first, and then you're going to get your answers so much more quickly.
Well, you're going to
Yeah.
be present for them too,
Yes.
right? I mean, that's
Oh,
part of
okay.
it. So you
Yeah.
you begin to think through what could happen. What
Yeah.
might happen? What's the worst thing? I could not like it. And then you can make a decision on that. And then you can make another decision. And it creates resilience, right? It
Yeah.
allows you to become
I like this.
the director, right? Oh, what am I going to do if? What am I going to do if? What am I going to do if? And
Okay.
it's,
I can get on board with this.
it's an effective
Thank you.
tool.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Okay.
But the other thing we do is regulate our nervous system. And so
Yes.
I brought spoons.
Yay.
I brought spoons.
Yes, we're going to do our little spoon technique.
Yes.
This is really helpful.
Yes.
You wanna
So
explain?
this is an Eden energy medicine technique, and it's one of my favorite that I learned through this program. So our blood has iron in it, and so stainless steel is magnetic, and so when you are spooning your feet, which is what we're going to do with it,
Yeah.
you are bringing the blood down. So when we feel anxiety, when we're in fight or flight, all that stuff is up here,
Yeah.
right? We're not connected to the earth. We're not grounded. And so if you pull out a spoon and spoon the bottom of your feet, heel to toe, toe to heel, however you do it, figure eights, you will help bring all of that down and get yourself grounded and connected to the earth.
I like this one. You showed me this a long time ago. This has helped me. These are wonderful, like before an interview, a job interview. I had a big interview on a TV show and I was a wreck, and this really helped me beforehand. So
let's do it.
okay.
Spoon the
We
bottom
don't
of
need
your
to show our
feet.
feet,
We're not
correct?
going to show our feet on TV.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it feels good,
Yeah.
right? And you can do it on your ankles. You can do it. It's great when you fly and you're in the air for 20 hours or 10 hours.
Yep.
This is a great tool if you're feeling anxious, but also just to combat that disconnect from the earth.
Yes.
Right. This is the best grounding tool. If you can't put your feet in the ocean or on the grass,
Right.
pull out your spoon.
And I'm sure the passengers next to you really appreciate you doing this.
Well, I so don't care because I'm sitting on the plane tapping and
with your bare
passing
feet right
and
next to them.
no, I don't. I have my socks on. I have my.
you can do it with socks.
Yeah. You can do this through socks. You don't have to
glad I
have
brought it up
contact
then.
with your skin. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
So.
That's fun.
Yes, you can do this through
Yeah.
socks. I
Okay.
don't. Yes, because in my 20-hour flight, I'm wearing compression socks. I'm old.
Yes. It's important.
It
That's
is
okay.
important.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
great.
So-
Thank you. I love this.
Yes,
That's important.
and so use it for overwhelm. Use it for not feeling grounded and not.
I need to
feeling
remember to
connected.
do this more often. I forget a lot. I
Well,
need to
keep
do
that one. Put it in your purse. I have one in my purse
Yeah.
and in my briefcase and in all my bags. I
Yeah.
have a spoon
I
with
know
me
you
everywhere.
do. I see it often.
I know you do.
So, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So how we end is.
Your favorite part of the podcast is my lovely joke.
Yes, I love
and
it.
because we're re-recording, you get to hear it twice, which I know you're thrilled. Okay, you ready? Little drum roll. Sorry. What is orange and sounds like a parrot?
I don't know.
A carrot.
Okay.
You
So I
blocked
get
it out,
it. I get it better this time. It's taking me a little bit of time.
I need to work on them, but
No, it's perfect. Thank
Ay,
you.
ay, ay. Thank you,
Laughter
April.
is always welcome.
I
And-
know.
Yeah.
So
All
thank you for this. I'm excited to do more.
Yeah,
I'm having
me
fun.
too.
So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
All right.
See you
Good
next
night.
time.